Hello, good morning, friends. Already, we have on the first day we have discussed about the poem "The Village Schoolmaster" by Oliver Goldsmith. And I have told you that this poem is dedicated to the teacher of Oliver Goldsmith named Thomas Byron. It's also we discussed about the typical story of Thomas Byron and how great disciplinarian he was. It describes the character of a typical teacher. It's very carefully painted picture of a teacher. You will come to know how that teacher made impression on not only the students but also the entire village. We have also seen that the school was located in the rural area behind the fence. Okay, and where was the school? The school was going in the mansion that we have also seen. Mansion, it's a big house, right? There was not special classroom. Where the teacher lived, that was the school, isn't it? And we also saw that how the prawns were keeping away from school and how the children were trembling, they were shivering when they saw the teacher coming. And also they could be able to see by watching the teacher's face whether the day would be good or bad for the children. And the teacher's qualities also we discussed. He was a disciplinarian, disciplinarian. He was a strict disciplinarian as well as he was very kind-hearted, my dear friends. He was kind, he was joyful. These are some of the qualities I have mentioned that yesterday we discussed, isn't it? I hope you all love jokes. This teacher also made the children laugh. Even though the children did not like joke, they used to laugh because there was a fear of the teacher. We have seen that there was a busy whisper when anyone notices that the teacher is not in the good mood or the teacher is frowning, that news will be spread in the entire class. Up to here we have discussed. Let us continue and read out the poem for you first. This is the next part of the poem. Yet he was kind, or if severe in aught, the love he bore to learning was in fault. The village all declared how much he knew. 'Twas certain he could write and cipher too. Lands he could measure, terms and tides presage, and even the story ran that he could gauge. In arguing, the person owned his skill, for even though vanquished, he could argue still. While words of learned length and thundering sound amazed the gazing rustics ranged around, and still they gazed, and still the wonder grew that one small head could carry all he knew. Friends, this is the next part of the poem. Yet he was kind, or if severe in aught, severe in any degree, right? Severe means strict. This person was very strict, yet he was very kind. He was very kind-hearted, my dear friends. The love he bore to learning was in fault. And what was the fault of the teacher? It is not, don't take the meaning that his learning was faulty. No. What was his only fault? That he loved learning too much. Every day, every minute he would spend time in learning, and that was the only fault. He was a great learner. Who was he? Is another quality if I write somewhere, he was a great learner, you know. A teacher needs to be a great learner, isn't it? Twas means it was. See, there are short forms of the words are used. You will find that a lot of short forms are used here in the range also. You could see old word is there. These are short forms are used. Ranged, right? This comma is used there. It was certain he could write and cipher too. This teacher was so expert, my dear friends. You ask him to write anything, he will be able to write about anything. He could cipher also. Cipher means he could measure, he could guess. And what could he measure? You might have heard from your grandparents that your grandparents were very intelligent, right? In true sense. Intelligent not only bookish knowledge, they are able to, you know, measure anything, right? Lands, he could measure the lands. Now measuring the lands, we have to depend on city survey, isn't it? Offices. But in olden times, the people could easily measure the lands perfectly. Measure the lands he could measure. Lands he could measure is inversion. Inversion figure of speech is it. Means he could measure the land. Terms and tides, he can tides of the sea. You can see tides of the sea. Terms and tides means weather. Terms means here weather. He can guess about the weather. He can foretell about the weather. Foretell means he can tell, he can predict what is going to happen in the future. There are people, you know, they will watch the sky and they will tell you that it's going to run or it's going to rain or not. So he was so expert in all these things that he could write about anything. You give him any topic, he would write. He was able to code language also he can cipher. Cipher means decipher, right? And he could measure the lands. He could also tell about the weathers and about the tides. You know, low tide and high tide. And even the story ran. That story ran and story spread about him. The story spread. What was the story spread about the teacher? That he could gauge. He could gauge means he could measure, he could estimate. He could estimate, he could measure anything. I told you that estimation is there. Estimation means approximately. He was able to tell estimation about estimates of so many things. So this is a multi-talented teacher, isn't it? Isn't he? He is obviously a multi-talented teacher, my dear friends. You could see that his small head, last two lines will tell about, his head was too small, but his knowledge was tremendous. See what are the other qualities he is mastered. He in arguing to the person who owned his skill. The person is this teacher who owned his own skills. He is a good, you know, he can debate, he can argue, he can debate with the people. What do you mean by debate, argue? Argue means try to prove how right you are. This teacher is good at arguing. Arguing is not everyone's cup of tea. There are some people who will argue for all the things. They will not accept anything. But he was good at arguments. For even, the word is read as even. I told you these are short forms. In, don't read in, it's in, will is silent. Even though vanquished means defeated, even though he is defeated in argument, he could still argue, still. Children, this person is, he does not accept defeat easily, it seems that. He is very strict. Right? He is not ready to accept his defeat. He will still argue even though he knows that his defeat is clear. Isn't it? While words of learned, the word is read as learned. Learned is most intelligent, right? Scholar, you can say scholar. His words are scholar's length and thundering sound. His sound is thundering. His voice is so loud that when he is speaking, it will give you the impression of thundering in the sky. You know, thundering lightning. So his words are of scholarly words. You can say scholarly words. Very high quality, high level of words he is using. And these people are villagers. You can see they are rustics. These people are villagers. They are probably not educated. This is an old story. That time education was not, spread. So while his scholarly words and his sound really impressed the people, amazed means shocked, surprised. Who was surprised? The people, the rustic, the villagers, the people who are living in the villages, we call them rustics. They are gazing means they are looking at him continuously, they are staring, you can say the correct word, staring. You know the word staring, last time I told you, staring is you are looking at something fixedly, continuously. And when you look at the person continuously, when you are shocked, isn't it? So these shocked people are looking at, these shocked villagers are looking at the village schoolmaster Thomas Byron, who are ranging around him, who are gathered in line, around the teacher. The people, when the teacher is giving speech, when the teacher is addressing the people would gather in line and they will look at the teacher, they will stare at the teacher in surprise. Isn't it? And still they gaze, and still the wonder grew. They continue gazing at the teacher. There is no full stop, my dear friends. Whenever the teacher would speak something, the people would gather to hear it, because he is very much knowledgeable, he is very much scholarly person, he is a learned person, you can say. And the people would come there to listen his speech. He is giving good advices to the people. The only fault in him is he cannot stop learning. It's actually a good fault. There should be, such fault should be there in the person, right? And still they gazed, and still the wonder grew that one small hair could carry all he knew. The people were wondering about him, that his head seems to be very small, but how much that head contains is really a miracle, it's really a magic. You also see Einstein, you see about Einstein, Archimedes, or great scholars, right? Swami Vivekananda, you take, or you take Buddha. I told you that these people's knowledge was tremendous. They were enlightened people, isn't it? So let me conclude with this, right? Their rhyming words are there: ought, fault, right? New to, isn't it? Presage, gauge. You write all the rhyming words. You also attempt all the question answers from it. Let me just conclude about the poem. What does this poem tell us about Thomas Byron, Oliver Goldsmith's teacher? His quality is that he is a strict disciplinarian. He is a kind person. He is a joyful person at the same time, and he is not ready to accept his defeat. He still keeps arguing even though he knows that he is defeated. And also the people are amazed, the people are influenced by him. He has made a good influence on the people, and the people are surprised to see the knowledge he carries in his small head. Children, this is all about the, if you jot down the points, please write down all the qualities of Thomas Byron, and then you are able to write a character sketch of his teacher. I hope you got the idea about what type of teacher Thomas Byron was there. It is well described by Oliver Goldsmith through the poem The Village Schoolmaster. And attempt the questions. Write a short summary of nearly 10 to 15 lines about describing the full character sketch of the teacher. Attempt all the questions, and I hope you got a clear idea about this poem. I take your leave. Thank you and have a good day.